You are now listening to the Social English Podcast. This is a conversation tips episode to help you get better speaking English.
皆さんこんにちは。毎日少しずつ社交に使える英語の上達を目指すソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストへようこそ。今日はぜひもっと自信を持って英会話してみましょう。 Are you ready, Percy? Let's go!
Hi, Hikari. Thank you again. Everyone out there. Konnichiwa, konbanwa, buenos dias. And thank you for listening to the Social English Podcast. I am your host, Percy. Today, I'm going to give you advice, okay, to help you not kill a conversation. So what does kill a conversation mean? Well, it means to stop or end a conversation. So I'm going to give you the reasons why. I will give you examples, and then I'll give you specific examples of killing a conversation by topics or things you say right after this.
今日のソーシャルイングリッシュのエピソードは中級または上級のスキルレベルで英語を勉強している人々を対象としています。初心者の方はゆっくりとエピソードを聞いてください。頑張れ。
Okay, so today's episode is more for the advanced learner or intermediate. If you are learning how to speak English from a conversation school, this can help you, or if you are just learning by yourself. So let's talk about this way that we say in English, kill a conversation. So the meaning is to stop or have the mood of the conversation change. When you are having a conversation, these are things that you do not want to talk about. I will give you 10 examples. 10 is a lot. So there will be 2 parts. Today, in part 1, we will cover parts 1 or examples 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in the next couple of episodes, I will cover part 2, which will be 6 through 10. Okay, so let's get into these examples. Well, the first thing you don't want to say is overly personal or sensitive topics. You don't want to say things that are too personal. So the conversation partner or the person that you are talking to, it is not too personal to them. Okay. The second is excessive complaining. when you have a conversation, we don't want to complain too much in our conversation because people will not want to continue to talk to you. The number 3, too technical, meaning it's too difficult to understand. Now, when you are learning English, a lot of times this is in reverse. Today, listening to this podcast, you may think it's too difficult. So please slow down the podcast and listen at a slow speed. Unfortunately, we can't do that in real life. So that is number 3. It's too much information or too difficult to understand, even for native English speakers. Number 4, this is very big. Do not talk about politics. Politics are a sure way to have someone not want to talk to you. Now, right now in my country, the United States, there is a change in the president, and now we have a new president, Donald Trump. Even though this seems like a great topic for a conversation, please do not use this in conversation. Okay, now let's go to 5. 5 is going to be the classic religion. We do not want to have conversations with people talking about religion. This is a conversation killer. So, let's review all of those with examples right after this.
このショーを気に入っていただけたら5つ星のレビューをぜひお願いします。
Okay, so now let's get into some specific examples. Okay, these are examples on ways you can kill a conversation. So let's go back. Number 1, overly personal or sensitive topics. For example, person 1. How much are you making at your new job? Person 2. I'd rather not say. This is very bad because this is considered personal, how much money that a person makes. Maybe they think you won't like them if they make a little money. Maybe they think you will be rude or have a bad attitude if you make a lot of money. So, avoid asking about money or personal and sensitive topics. Number 2, excessive complaining in a conversation. Example, person A: I can't stand my coworkers. They're so lazy and my boss is the worst. Nothing ever goes right at work. Oh, sorry to hear that. Okay, so this is telling you that the second person really doesn't want to hear the conversation that you're having. They don't want to talk about the complaining that you're having. So avoid complaining a lot. Maybe to say one thing like, my boss he's not that great. That's okay, but a lot, too much complaining is definitely a conversation killer. Number 3, too technical, too difficult English in a conversation. For example, so I was debugging a recursive algorithm and the Stack Overflow error kept popping up due to the function not terminating properly. I have no idea what that means. So in this example, the person that said they had no idea did not understand all of the computer jargon and difficult English used. Number 4, politics. You know what? I can't believe how anyone honestly doesn't support the Democratic Party. They are just uninformed. I don't really want to get into politics right now. Well, this is a classic conversation killer when you talk about politics. People in America and other Western countries, especially America, are very sensitive to politics. So my advice for you as you're learning and becoming better at English, you will start to become better at conversation. Do not talk about politics, okay? It is a serious conversation killer. Okay, next, let's go into number 5, religion. Here's an example. Wow, I can't believe how much I've got through believing and being a believer. Where does your faith lie? This is a very bad question and conversation killer. People have their own beliefs, and sometimes they are very personal. A lot of people, though, have strong opinions about religion. So this is a terrible, terrible topic for conversation, and you must avoid killing your friendship or possible friendship by talking about religion.
このショーを気に入っていただけたら5つ星のレビューをぜひお願いします。
Okay, that's about it for today's episode of the Social English Podcast. I hope you learned something awesome so that you can get better at speaking English every day. For today's action item, I want you to think about a different way to say a conversation topic that's not one of the 5 conversation killer topics. Once again, number 1, too personal or sensitive. Number 2, too much complaining. Number 3, too technical or difficult English. Number 4, politics. And number 5, religion. I want you to think about starting a conversation, then changing the conversation so you avoid talking about these things. Okay, well, that's going to be it. Please leave a review on all your podcast platforms, especially Apple Podcasts. It really helps the show out. Consider checking out the Social English YouTube channel, where you will see different content than this content today, where you will see more visual things and other subjects like reviews or breaking down English and doing reactions to other English topics on YouTube or on the internet. So it's different content than here. You can get 2 different kinds of content if you like. And that's about it for today's episode. So I'll check you out in the next episode, where I will be talking about 5 more conversation killers to avoid. See you then. Peace and love.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイトリアルソーシャルイングリッシュ .com を訪問して、日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.